Well, today we're with Coleen Turnipseed, and they've got some interesting issues with their fire. So she's on the telephone, but it's recording. So anyway, we're having lots of fun trying to figure all that out. Coleen, when did you get started at the church?
It was 2005.
Wow.
A neighbor of mine, she wanted to start going to church too. So we made a list the churches we were going to try.
Uh-huh.
And the second one we tried was Belgrade Alliance. And right away we both said to each other, I don't think we need to look any further.
Oh, that's great.
And Gary Atwood was pastor at that time.
Now he was a chaplain with the police here in town and some other things.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So almost every day that I go over there to clean the pews and all that, he would be in uniform.
Oh, wow.
He looked good in his uniform.
Yeah. Oh, well, that is awesome. So, were you married at the time, or had your husband already passed?
Yeah, I was married.
Uh-huh.
And my husband occasionally would go with me.
Yeah.
Like a special Easter or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Because he was usually always so tired.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Because cancer was starting at that time.
Starting to affect him at that time. So the church was a nice family for you during that hard period of time. I imagine that meant a lot.
Mainly Cindy, because she's the one that was from California. She had me move up near her in California. And then when they moved to Montana, she moved me to Montana. And she bought us a house in Fort Dot, where Ron lives now. And I lived there about 3 years before she wanted to sell that house, and then we moved again.
So now you live with your daughter Cindy.
Yes.
And Cindy, she works at the retirement center, is that right?
Yes, Churchill Retirement Center.
Yeah. How has it been for her this year with all of the COVID things going on?
Well, they get checked every Sunday, I think it is. And they've been doing pretty good over there. They've had, they have an area that's residents. And some of them have caught the virus.
Okay.
But none of Cindy's patients, I think, got the virus.
Wow.
But she's always been real careful because of me, that we live together, for me not to be out places where I could catch it and she would.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so you guys have double reason not to be at church, because you've got Cindy working in a retirement center and you are older and in that category like we are that I have to be careful.
And I really miss it. We keep thinking maybe we'll get back one of these days.
Oh, I hope so. I think it's going to be fairly soon.
I miss all the friends there, I mean, the people that I always, I don't hang around with them, but I miss them, like Nancy Foster.
Yeah, you got to.
I miss going there Tuesdays for Bible study.
Yes.
Since I was told not to drive because I get the dizziness, that I can't attend.
Sure.
Because Cindy can't take me places every whim that I have,
Well, I saw one time a picture that you guys took of you guys setting up some glasses near the television, and you guys were doing communion and listening online, and that was a fun picture that she took.
Yeah, when we have communion, Cindy goes and gets a cute little goblet and pours whatever we have, apple juice or something, so that we can take communion.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I know some of the things that you've been involved with. You were involved with the Young at Heart for a long time, and actually led that. And what
That
kind
was
of,
sort of a social thing.
yeah,
I mean, our idea was we eat, you know, everybody bring some food. We'd
yeah,
eat and then we'd play games. And it was always a time to socialize.
yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's been so hard with this COVID thing because uh, the older members of the congregation have not had a chance to really get together much, and it's been hard in that way. And
You know, because
so,
Young at Heart was for like 55 and older.
yeah,
But
for
if you
sure.
wanted to bring a daughter or something, that was okay too.
Uh-huh.
But we would, I remember one time we went out to, I can't think of the name of the lake, and had a picnic, and it was fun.
Uh-huh.
Another time, when I lived here in Belgrade, Frank Extus brought two miniature golf. I'm calling him by the wrong name.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, a lot of people showed up at my house, and we had a really good time.
Oh, nice. That's great. Yeah. Well, that's good. So, so you and Cindy and uh, and a lady named Jody are living at the same
Jody,
house.
yeah, Jody
Uh-huh.
Smith.
Tell me a little bit about Jody.
Well, I naturally just met her after uh, April married her son.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And of course, the son had committed suicide about 2 years ago.
2 years.
He,
Wow.
he was living here
Uh-huh.
because April was living here. And Jody has another son about 32 years old, but he has that, what do you call it?
All. Oh,
Where his mind is really about a 9-year-old.
okay. Uh-huh.
And so she has to go way over to near Helena to
Uh-huh.
see him. And she
Yeah.
brings him here sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Like he was here for about 4 days over the holidays.
Yeah.
And
So you guys just hang in there together and encourage each other, and that's a wonderful.
When you have someone with that, I guess you call it an illness, you have to act like you're a kid and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And at first that was a little hard on me.
Yeah.
But then I got used to the way Cindy would talk to him and what Jody.
Uh-huh.
That'd be awful to have a son like that or a daughter.
Uh-huh.
And then on top of it, to have a son commit suicide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been through a lot, and
yeah.
But she's trusting God and is
right. Thank heaven.
Yeah.
She reads her Bible a lot, and she teaches the two girls because they're and they're in Awana.
Uh-huh.
And they're learning a lot there.
Wonderful.
They really enjoy it.
Good. Well, that is so wonderful. That's great. Well, I guess having an online service is really important to you guys, isn't it? Because you're able to feel like you're there at church.
Yeah, I like that.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I can understand Ron better that way than when I was sitting in the church.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Good. Well, it's so nice to catch up with you, Coleen, and I'm sure your friends will love seeing you and getting a chance to sort of catch up with you. And I just appreciate the years that you invested in the church and the impact that you've had. And
yeah, I used to be pretty involved. I would go over there once a week and clean up the floors under the pews, you know.
Yeah.
Straighten that all up. And then I'd go into this closet they have where they have all the music that the little orchestra used.
Yeah.
And I'd file it, and I was over there quite often.
Yeah. Well,
but things sort of change, you know, when you get a different pastor.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And as you get older, your life transforms and changes, and so that makes a difference for too.
You
So
know,
yeah.
I'm really lucky to have Cindy.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's great, this Zoom thing, because about a week ago, we had my son in Arizona and my son that's in a wheelchair down in California. We
Uh-huh.
all four could talk back and forth.
Wow. Yeah.
That is just amazing.
Yeah, the technology has helped us so much during this time, because without that, I think this would have been a lot more painful than it is with the transition. Now, a lot of your relatives are frontline workers, aren't they?
Uh, what do
That
you mean by, did you
they I
say
mean
life?
they work in the hospital, right? You have
Oh,
several of your
yeah,
family.
David, there's a technical name for him. He's
Uh-huh.
not a doctor, but he's almost treated like a doctor. He
Uh-huh.
works with all the x-rays. And I found out lately that he has to go into the surgery room because he has the knowledge of what the x-rays,
Sure.
all about the x-rays.
Uh-huh.
And then my oldest daughter, who lives in Alaska, she is she goes out on these emergency things, what they call them,
Uh-huh.
EMT.
Yeah.
I'm not good with words.
Yeah.
Getting too old, I guess.
So have they
And then
been,
here's Cindy's working at it.
yeah, and
So
everyone's been,
everybody except Mark, who's in a wheelchair,
uh-huh.
he's the only one that's not involved in
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And they've all been okay. No one has caught COVID, is that right?
Oh, David had it.
Did he? Okay. Uh-huh.
David caught because he was at the trauma hospital all the time,
Okay.
and
Uh-huh.
patients come in there. And he was at some sort of meeting, I think he said, when somebody he got it from somebody in that meeting,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
then his wife caught it from
Oh
him,
my.
and she has a health problem that I don't know what it's called, but it hit her pretty bad.
Did it?
She's
Uh-huh.
still trying to get back to
Get
normal.
recovered. Uh-huh.
But
Oh.
David, it didn't hit him that hard.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Some people it really grabs and some people it doesn't. So yeah.
And
Well,
he
we,
urged me to take the shot.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then when I saw my doctor uh, yesterday, I think it was, she had taken it and she said she searched it out good.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I have two people that are agreeing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy's sort of iffy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that just think, in a few weeks you might be able to get a chance to come back to church with that option. So
Oh,
yeah, that
I hope
we
so.
all hope that,
Cindy would like to go back too,
yes. Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
she'd be able to go with me otherwise.
Sure. Yeah. Very good. All right. Well, it's so nice to catch up with you, and just I wish you the best and God's blessing on you, and look forward to hopefully getting back together again soon and be
Right.
able to.
And maybe you'll start back to coming over and visiting.
I know that's the thing too. That's been really sad
Because
for
I
me.
miss that.
Yeah, because a lot of my ministry was sitting down with people over coffee and visiting them and stuff, and so all of that kind of blew up. And so I look
Yeah.
forward to that
Because
part of my
you're
life.
probably trying to stay home a lot too.
Yes, yes, we're being very careful. My wife came down with cancer last year, and so she's been going through that process. So we've been real careful. But God's brought her through, and she's strong, and so
Is
we're.
she having to still take chemo? Or?
No, she didn't take chemo. She took radiation, but she's
Oh,
completed all of that now, and so she's doing great. And so
good.
we're excited that's behind us and moving
Yeah,
on.
that's
So
great.
yeah, well, very good. Well, thank you. It was great to see you.
Well, thank
And
you for wanting to interview me.
yes, you bet.
I'm
That
not
was so
that
much
great at
fun.
interviews, but
No, that was great. We had a good time chatting. So thanks for joining us on Church Chat this morning. I hope you enjoyed the interview. We look forward each week to having another interview with some new people from the church and some people who have been around the church for a while. We just look forward to this time of fellowship with COVID. It's an opportunity for us to have a little bit more personal interaction. And so we look forward to being with you each week. And thank you so much for joining us this week.
Ooh.